Hello, all of you gorgeous, gorgeous people. It's Tuesday, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Spanish time. Can't believe I'll be there in less than a month. My goodness. I'm your host, Natalia, aka Nat, bringing you life strategies for the entrepreneurial woman so that you can smash it in your business and your life, so that you can reduce or eliminate overwhelm and confusion as you go on to create a life of abundance, success, and wealth. I'm really excited to be here today because there's something in the air. I don't know. So what we're talking about today, we're on episode 34. Hey, Sakshi. Episode 34, we're talking about how you can keep your cool when all you want to do is just lose it. This has been happening a lot with people that I've been working with and some people that I've been talking to, just peers. So I thought it would be a great topic for today. It's August. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. There's still a few weeks left. So the questions we're going to talk about today: are you feeling anxious, nervous, or worried to the point where you kind of just maybe want to explode? Are you feeling, hey Ellen, are you surrounded by people that just don't seem to get it? Are you feeling more stressed than usual? So these things tend to come up when we enter periods of growth, when we're in a period of transition, when we're learning something new, when we feel like nothing's working, etc., etc. All these stories that we like to tell in our heads. So what I want to do today is give you, I think I've got 5 to 6 strategies that are going to help you keep your cool when all you want to do is explode. And I just want to preface it with a story because, one of my clients, she went to a concert recently. It was like a full weekend affair. And she lost her wallet on day 2 of 3. So as you can imagine, if I was in her shoes, I'm not sure I would have handled it as well as she would. But then maybe I'm giving myself a little less credit than I should be. But basically what she chose to do was she said, you know what? The wallet is lost. There's nothing I can do right now. I've done what I can, and I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my weekend. And you know what happened? The next day, she found her wallet. So she was able to just have the mindset, be in control of the situation, and just let herself be in the moment and not worry about whatever else is happening, because it was out of her control. And I want to share that with you because, this is someone who has grown and who has been working towards it, and I wanted to share that success story because it made me really happy to hear just how she handled it. So I'm hoping that these strategies will also help you if you come across a situation where you feel overwhelmed, where you feel stressed, where things just go wrong, and you just have to kind of deal with it, because that's life, right? Okay, so the first thing that I want to kind of say is just stop, breathe, and just take a step back, okay? No good ever comes from you feeling stressed. No good decision ever comes from an emotional state. It comes from when you are in peak state, when you are in peak performance, when you are at a vibration that is so high that nothing can bring you down. And that's where we want to strive to be every day. And that's through self-care, that's through self-love, that's through so many things, being clear on what you want, having good habits. All of these things play a role in you being able to have that mindset. to be able to just stop for a second. Yes, experience the feelings. Absolutely. You need to release. You need to feel those things in order to make that change, in order to know where to go next. And, when we don't stop for a minute, sometimes we can say things that are embarrassing or that we regret. And it's just ask yourself, are you going to be upset about this 1 year from now, 6 months from now, a day from now? If the answer is no, and it's just an immediate reaction because we are human, then just stop and just breathe and just take a moment to just really ask yourselves and reflect on those questions. I know it's easier said than done, so this takes practice. This is not like, maybe it works the first time round, absolutely. But the more you practice this, the better able you are going to be, or the better able you are to just calm yourself down and come from a place of peace and calmness when you go and make decisions or on your next move, whatever that may be. So that's one strategy. The second strategy is go to your happy place. I know this sounds cheesy, but just close your eyes for 2 minutes and just picture yourself in your favorite spot. Maybe that's a point in time in your childhood when you were most happiest. Maybe that's a point in the future, like a vacation that you have coming up. Maybe it's just a daydream. Maybe it's just picturing your ideal day for a second. Maybe it's picturing a happy moment. Just whatever it is, go to that place and just be present for a minute. And you can start to feel yourself just calm down and come into the present. And again, the more you practice this, the easier it will be. And it doesn't work for everybody, so I would just say try the strategies out and see what works. But there's studies that show when you focus on positive thinking, when you focus on positive thoughts, your body will respond. It will respond by being more calm, being more present in the moment. So a third strategy you can use, kind of going on that, is playing your favorite song. Lots of research, especially Alzheimer's research, has done a lot with music therapy. And it's amazing because even in Alzheimer's patients, they actually will remember the words, or they'll remember a memory that is triggered by a song that they loved. And so I use music all the time for my moods, and it sometimes helps me process things. Like if I'm not feeling the greatest, I'll throw on some like mellow music that can kind of go with me. If I need to get jazzed up, then I'm gonna put on like my favorite song. If I'm running, I have a running playlist because I know those songs keep me going when maybe I need a little extra push, right? So have songs that you love for each mood that you want, but start with the happy ones and go from there. The fourth strategy, don't take things personally. This is something that I really had to work at. And it's something that I will work at every day, but I'm certainly not at the same place I was even a year ago, let alone 6 months ago. It's a real mindset shift to not take things personally, to take the emotion out of it and focus on the results, focus on the outcomes. That's why goal setting is so important. That's why having measurements of success, having metrics, as a woman in business, you need to know your finances, what's going in, what's coming out. You need to know, how many leads are you getting? How many clients do you get in a given month? How many do you need to meet your outgoings? You have to be strategic. And so when you are more strategic, you naturally tend to take things less personal because You're just looking at the facts. It's not the stories that you keep telling yourself. It's not, oh, well, if this happens, or what if, like, you can what if all day. And, you need to go to those places if you're not sure, because while the future is uncertain, there are certain things that you can control. And you have to recognize the things that you can't control, the people you can't control, and just try to come back to you and what is right for you. And the next part, or the next strategy I'll say, is balancing your emotions, balancing healthy emotions, I'm going to say. I talked about in the questions that I was phrasing, are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling more stressed than usual? Are you feeling like no one gets you? So these are coming from a place of, well, they're not positive feelings, are they? So it's about learning to listen to your body. It's about learning to listen to your thoughts and acknowledging when you feel like they are taking you in a different direction. So in order to balance your emotions, I always start with food. So what am I eating? Am I drinking enough water? Am I getting enough fresh air? Am I getting enough sunshine? Am I moving my body? I use essential oils as well to balance my emotions, because everything has a frequency, everything has energy. And, essential oils, even food, plants, all of that stuff, they work internally to help clean your cells. Literally, clean them from the inside out. That's what we want. We want to get to a point where we are healthy from the inside out, so that we are more balanced internally, so that our emotions, our hormones, all of that are working with us instead of against us. And if anyone wants more information about that, feel free to message me after. I'm happy to share with you my experience. But for me, it took a reset. It really did. It took changing my lifestyle habits to really get to a point where my energy was where I needed to be, so that I could go on and be the person that I need to be able to do all the things that I want to do. And the last strategy that I'm going to share with you, and let me know if this is hitting home, guys, because, I love when we're interactive and when you say hello, and if anyone's watching live, say hello, or if anyone's on replay, give me a #replay, because I really love checking in with you guys. But the last strategy I'd say is learn to know when to walk away. And this kind of ties into, well, all three questions really, but when you feel like people don't get you, maybe that is a signal that they just don't get you anymore, and that's fine. People will come in and out of your lives. It's just like seasons. Everything is cyclical, and people come into your life for a season or for a reason. And when you recognize and acknowledge that people tend to grow apart, they do. It just happens. When you start to grow and you start to reach new levels of success, you're going to meet new people. You're going to grow apart from people, but that's just life, and that's okay. And this is really when you're in a situation that's where someone or something is not, even like your environment, when it's in a state where it's giving you anxiety, or it's giving you sadness, or it's resulting in these unhealthy or negative emotions, or I can say, that's when you kind of just be aware of it, and just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of the people that are with you, and thrive, continue to thrive. And if you need help, reach out for it. Sakshi says, if we can't fly, then run. If we can't run, then walk. If we can't walk, then crawl. But whatever we do, we have to keep moving forward. Yes, limitations live only in our minds. But if if we use our imaginations, our possibilities become limitless. I love this. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Yes, I love that. And what I love what you said there, Sakshi, is that you get to choose. You get to choose if you let the worry, the anxiety, the stress, if you're choosing to let it consume you, or you're choosing to not let it consume you, and you think about something else, and you let those worries, you let those fears just melt. I know this is easier said than done. Trust me. That's why I have coaches. That's why I have mentors. That's why I have peers. That's why, I didn't get to where I am on my own. You have to have that support network. It's so important. But I love that you said that it's a choice. We underestimate the choices that we have, especially when we're in those emotional states. And so, I'm hoping that these strategies are helpful. They are definitely things that you can start to apply right away. And let me know how it's going for you. And it was I had such a great time today, and I will see you next week. Lots of love. Bye.